Good evening, and I thought I would shake things up a little bit. Every week I've been bringing to you for over 2 years now, different topics every single week, well, nearly every single week, on a particular topic where I give you as much information as I can to help you. And I know that many of you have found those really informative and valuable. And if you didn't know, I take those lives from my channel here, my Facebook group, and they go into my YouTube channel, which is called Peyton Principles Natural Health. Now, I've got no intention of stopping those, but I'm just going to scale back a little bit, not do them quite so frequently. In my mind at the moment, I'm thinking I'm going to do that every other week and shake it up by doing what I'm doing tonight, which I'm calling Nutrition in the News. Now, at the start of 2020, I did do this my theme of nutrition in the news on a different day, and then we got into COVID and the world turned upside down, and I just focused on my once a week, my Tuesday once a week, on my live topics, Principles of Good Health series. So as I said, I will continue those. And don't forget, if you want to keep on top of those, find out more about them, my YouTube channel is called Peyton Principles Natural Health, and I would really love it if you could go over there and subscribe to my channel, because I really want to reach at least 100 subscribers, because then I can have a personalised channel, and just wouldn't that be fab for me? So and make it much easier for you and other people looking for that sort of thing, make it easier for them to find it. So what have I got to tell you about today? Nutrition in the news. Well, the first thing I wanted to bring your attention to that sort of wound me up a little bit, and maybe you think this is great, I'd love your views, I'd love you, if you're watching this, I'd love you to put your comments in below and make this interactive. But the first thing that's being discussed by our health secretary Sajid Javid, is adding vitamin D to food, fortifying our food with vitamin D, because it's recognised that there are many people with a deficiency in vitamin D. Now, for years, the NHS have had guidelines that said that people should supplement vitamin D. At one time, it was people should supplement vitamin D just over the winter months, because this is our sunshine vitamin. You know, we have to get it through our skin, and skin without suntan lotion on. So we don't get that through our winter months. Even if the sun is shining, it's too low in the hemisphere for us to get the UVB rays from it to convert to vitamin D through our skin. So the idea being that, well, you know, let's just fortify our food, even though the NHS has said we should take supplements for it. But I just have a bit of a view. They're going to be looking into this, but what foods are they going to put vitamin D in? This is a fat-soluble vitamin. So therefore, in order for it to be absorbed from the gut and into the bloodstream, if it's in the food, needs to be bound to fat for that to happen. So what foods are they going to put it in? Traditionally, they've put a lot of like B-type vitamins, or maybe iron or iodine, that type of thing, have put it in like staple products like bread. Well, I don't want to eat a load of bread to get my vitamin D. And actually, if they did put it in there, you know, is that going to be the best way to absorb it? That's a carbohydrate, it's not fat. Are they going to put it in milk because it's a staple product? Same thing. I don't really have any milk or much milk in my diet, and many people, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, would have skim milk, or maybe they'd have semi-skim milk, so there's still some fat content. So I'm curious to know what they would fortify it with. But at the end of the day, why shouldn't people take more responsibility to supplement it? If we know we need it, why not supplement it? And more importantly for me, is through the pandemic, for one winter only, vulnerable people, vulnerable communities, maybe the elderly, maybe immunocompromised people, were able to get vitamin D on prescription from the NHS, and they stopped it. They didn't do it after for 12 months now, for the last winter. Well, why not? Because they said the jury is still out on the benefits of vitamin D for infections like COVID. Well, that's absolute rubbish. It's, you know, vitamin D is a main important marker factor for our immune system, and there were studies out there very early on in COVID showing that people with very low levels of vitamin D were more susceptible or more likely to be in hospital and at greater risk of death from vitamin D deficiency. But it's such a cheap vitamin to supplement. Why not give everybody, if they can't afford it, vitamin D? Look how cheap vitamin D is to the drugs that are on the marketplace today. So they're doing this study. I'd love your views. I just think we need to all take greater responsibility. We're not all going to get it from the sunshine, and some of us may burn easily in the sunshine, and we cannot get enough vitamin D through those winter months. So we must supplement. But it is a cheap supplement. I think it's what we need is way beyond what the NHS website says. I think it says 400 IU. I'd start at 1000 IU. And I've said it before, but I really strongly recommend testing for vitamin D levels. Yes, you could probably get it under the NHS, but the way things are with the NHS today, you know, you're going to be lucky to progress something like that through the NHS. That's certainly not going to be their priority. £29 private finger prick blood test, very reliable, very quick to get results, very easy to do. Even I can manage to extract that amount of blood from my fingers, which I sometimes find difficult. Results come through by email in about 5 days, and it will give you your level, and that really helps to indicate whether you are quite deficient. And the level I always aim for is 100 on the score, not 50. I don't think that's nearly enough. We need to be up at 100 to have adequate levels of vitamin D. So, love your views. Is it a good thing if we supplement it? But wonder what foods they'd even think about putting vitamin D in. And why not just supplement? Fat-soluble supplements are definitely going to be the best. So the second thing I just want to mention today, for those that may not be aware, and I know I've put a lot of posts out about this, but I'd love you to come and join my Take Back Control of Your Hormones. My 14-day program starting on the 25th of April is an absolute no-brainer in terms of the cost of £35 and what you're going to get for it. I've done a lot of programs in the past 2 or 3 years. I've done spring cleans, I've done, gut health. This one is all about menopause, so it's very suitable for perimenopausal women, or even if you're postmenopausal. It's never too late to be thinking about how you can take the best control of your hormones. Now, when we go through the menopause, we no longer produce progesterone and estrogen from our ovaries. But it's a myth to believe that's it, that you don't get those hormones anymore. We do. We get weak forms of those from our adrenal glands. But if we're very stressed, we may struggle to actually get it through the right means. And I'm going to be giving you loads of recipes. In fact, I'm cooking one of these tonight for dinner. Trying one of these out tonight. I've nearly finished my 14-day menu plans for this. And I'm going to be giving you menu plans, breakfast, lunch, dinner, a few snacks, not too many snacks, with lots of options, vegans, vegetarians and meat eaters, and definitely fish eaters. There'll be loads of choices in there to cater for all styles of what you like to eat, with a big focus of the types of nutrients and the phytonutrients that you need. Phytoestrogen rich foods are very, very important to help you. And I'll explain why these are all important. I'll be explaining why you need to take care of your liver and how to do that. I'll be explaining about eliminatory channels and why that's important and how to take care of it. Why we need to look after our stress levels and how to lower your stress levels in your body. Loads of information. Those that have taken part in my program for vouch for the amount of information I give out over the course of the 2 weeks by doing lives like this within my online community, not in my Facebook group here, in a separate online community where I host and all my client work. Easy to log in over Zoom. Everything is available on Catch Up. And if you don't have the time on the 25th of April, those recipes are available for you to download and keep forever. So loads of information. I will be putting the link in again. Do check it out and do try and come and join, because it will be a lot of fun. Certainly not going to be a challenge. It's going to be a really informative, fun, helpful program for you to take back control of your hormones. So yeah, one of the recipes I'm doing tonight is a Goan chickpea curry with some roasted vegetables on the side. That's what I'm going to cook when I finish this tonight. I'm going to try that recipe out, although it looks absolutely gorgeous. And always straightforward. I mean, it's very, very easy. 20 minutes to cook this recipe, although if you're doing roasted vegetables, it might take slightly longer. Now, Easter's coming. Are you worried? Are you concerned about this sort of like diving into chocolate and not being able to get back out of it again? You know, I know that's my like, oh, chocolate. How do we cope if you've got younger children? Oh, chocolate everywhere. How do you avoid it? How do you avoid that temptation? You know, the best thing you can do is don't deprive yourself. Think about having a bit of dark chocolate there available so you're not missing out. If you've got younger children, you've got Easter eggs in the house, you've got your own little bit of dark chocolate that you can eat, much, much, much lower in the sugar content. The moment we start eating sugary foods, it's very, very difficult to break that habit again. You know, I did my sugar-free challenge earlier on this year, 5-day one. I think it was in January. So it's very difficult, but it is difficult, but it is possible. So finding ways to avoid it, making sure you're not going hungry, because if we go hungry, we're more likely to dive into the chocolate. So really being focused on eating your main meals, having your breakfast, not skipping a main meal, making sure they keep you full for longer. You know, the proteins and the fats that keep you full between meals, less likely to want to reach for a snack, especially chocolate at this time. And if you are given Easter eggs, I've always said, and I'm not a child, but I've always said to my husband, and my mum used to still give me eggs, that I didn't want them. You know, just don't give it to me. I don't want the temptation there in the house for me, because if I start an egg, I'm just going to eat the entire thing. So taking away the temptation is the first thing. But if you want something so you're not missing out, go for that dark chocolate. You know, your 80% chocolate is going to be the best thing for you to have. But don't deprive yourself. It's not about missing out on everything. Now, something slightly different than nutrition is a fact that most of you may not know, because I don't really promote it, and I've thought about promoting it again, is that I'm a Neal's Yard Remedies consultant. Neal's Yard is the fabulous British family-owned company that was the first certified organic skincare company in the UK, and they also sell a lot of herbal type products and essential oils, and their skincare is wonderful. I've been using it permanently every day for the past 11-12 years now. And I use their shower gels, and I use their face cream and their face washes and their toners, etc., etc. So they have this week, because they are celebrating 13 years of their home business, which is where I'm the consultant. 13 years they're celebrating. They have just launched a 25% off offer, so I can put the link in to my channel. 25% off. Their products are gorgeous because they are certified organic. As I said, they were the first company to be certified organic in the UK. So certified organic products, very natural, no chemical nasties. You know, they were banging on about phthalates, I can't say that word, in skincare products way before anybody else cottoned onto this. And those are the things that were thought to had a link to breast cancer, because the fat cells love this chemical and absorbed it into like our breast tissue is very fatty. So there was a link to breast cancer with that. They were the first to sort of say, no, we're not having anything to do with those sort of chemical nasties. So they're not just organic at a very high level, as in, oh, just a tiny bit of their product is organic. They are very organic. As much as their products can be organic, they are organic and very, very natural. And lovely essential oils in the range as well. So 25% off, I think, until the end of Thursday night, or it could be Friday morning. Just if you want to dip in and find out a bit more about their products and try them, then, you know, I'll put the link in. I'll put it up on my post so you are aware of it, just to try it out. You know, I don't make loads of money for this. As I said, I don't promote it actively. I did when I started out in my nutrition business. It's a way for me to create more business that way. I don't need to do that, but I absolutely love their products because they are natural and they do their job well. That's why I look so young, but they do their job well. Now, it's springtime as well, and we need to think about taking care of our liver. So I'm talking about liver health on my 14-day program. But, you know, when you are thinking about taking care of your liver, then, yeah, going more natural with your products, hence skincare products, they get absorbed into your bloodstream. All those chemicals get absorbed through the skin and into your bloodstream. And where do chemicals go in the body? They go to the liver. The liver has to detoxify all these toxic compounds that find their way into our body either coming from food, what we breathe in through the environment, whether we absorb it through our skin, through the toxic chemicals and byproducts through our natural energy creation processes in our cells. Everything has to get detoxified. Drugs have to get detoxified through our liver. So what can you do? You know, you can have a break from more toxic products like organic skincare, like using things like Ecova and Method, more natural skincare, household products, choosing a few more organic products in your shopping basket, and using things like the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen that I've spoken about before. Clean 15 being the cleanest fruit and vegetables on the market, so you don't need to worry about choosing organic. But the Dirty Dozen are the ones that are so heavily sprayed with pesticides or a heavy use of herbicides and fertilizers, chemicals, that you would want to choose organic. So it's a way of lightening the load on the body. Think about lightening the load and maybe having a break from alcohol, just cutting back. So springtime is the time for taking care of your liver. And just finally, I just want to mention about a research paper that's been produced. As you know, I am a gut health expert, and I really pay a lot of attention to the news out there that's coming thick and fast in the world of the gut and the gut microbiome and links to our health. But the latest research is this big link between gut and Alzheimer's, and that people with Alzheimer's have a very different microbial population to those that don't have Alzheimer's, and they are missing very, very important beneficial strains of bacteria, and possibly carrying more pathogenic strains of bacteria. So coming back again and again to thinking about how we can take care of our gut health, doing stool testing like I offer to my clients, really understanding what is going on in your gut and is it as healthy as it can be. And of course that links back to taking care of the liver health and, you know, skin health and all of that at the end of the day. So a really important study that's come out around Alzheimer's and gut health. And I did post this a couple of weeks ago in my group here for you to have a look at if that interests you. So that's the end of my first Nutrition in the News that I've done for about 2 years now. And, you know, do let me know about other things that you might like me to talk about. If you watch this, please put some comments in. Anything that I've said that you think is interesting and fascinating, or anything else you'd like me to talk about. And I'll catch up with you next week. Next week is most likely to be one of my blog posts that I'll be bringing to you next week. So have a lovely Easter. Hope you get to have time off with family, with friends, resting, gardening, DIY, whatever it is that you're up to. I hope the sun shines. I hope we get some warmer weather. And I hope we all get a bit of a break. We all need a bit of a break, don't we? Taking some time off because we lead such busy lives. So I look forward to catching up with you next week. Thanks everyone. Bye.